Hello, gorgeous Scorpio clan. I am so honored to sit here with you and sift through the beauty of June, the symbolism of this time of year. Of course, we are in solstice time, so June has this beautiful transformational energy as we have our conversation with the sun. For those of us in the northern hemisphere, it's the longest day of the year, and then we start to descend back into darkness. And for those of you in the southern, it's the other way around. And when we hit into these pivotal points of the sun, it's always such a symbolic time. And I think this particular June, it's really poignant. The astrology isn't super dramatic. However, there's lots of little conversations going on. And then there's this big macro conversation going on. And as we're learning about the revolution of the world with Uranus and Taurus, we are learning that we are revolutionizing our relationship to the feminine and to autonomy and to the right to our physical autonomy. There's a lot going on there with that. So this is a powerful time, but June is particularly symbolic. So one of the things I want to kind of talk about, it's a check-in point in the year of 2019. We are at this halfway point, and it's a really great time to check in with how you visualize yourself, how you visualize your journey, and what you want that to look like for the second half. To release any old dreams that maybe aren't serving you from December and January, and to embrace some new dreams, right? And so part of that is this recalibration. So you as Scorpios naturally have this intuitive, knowing, intelligent depth, right? So for you, part of that is going to be letting your emotions come to the surface, letting things flow up and out and release. And I know it can be difficult to be in this physical plane. It can be difficult to let emotions roll through you in the way that you do. During that full moon, I had to be on the phone with one of my Scorpio best friends, talking him through it. Four of Swords, rest and integration, right? The sun is in Gemini, in your 8th house of transformation for a good chunk of the month. We move into Cancer season, into Moonchild season on the solstice, which is your 9th house of big vision, but you are definitely being taken to a very intimate place in the year for you. We have a new moon in Gemini in your 8th house on the 3rd of the month. We have Venus in Gemini on the 9th. We have Mercury, the planet of communication, going into Cancer on the 4th as well, so that's going to help you fire, the synapses fire. 3 cards came out all in a row. Star, Page of Cups, all right, and 8 of Wands. Ooh, I'm liking this, you guys. You guys have a lot of this beautiful, majestic power this month, and I have to say that is such a good thing. Like, I love when I can see the Scorps with their majesty and their ability to kind of see and perceive themselves in their majesty, and looks like there's going to be some fun adventure. Queen of Pentacles, self-worth, self-valuing, centering. We also have a full moon in Sagittarius on the 17th, right before that solstice hits, in your 2nd house of values. So this is a great time to reassess what's around you, what's in your home space, what you own, what you love, what you value, what you want to shift around. You may be finding that full moon kind of works with you as far as tidying up or clearing out anything old from your home space, from what you actually physically own or assets that you own. 9 of Swords, okay. Here's what I'm noticing going on here with these cards. We have a whole bunch of expansion. We have a whole bunch of adventure and good things coming in, and maybe even some quick moving energy that kind of comes in and suddenly takes you on a new road. Emperor, interesting. Interesting. The other fellow, that's very Mars energy, which is one of your co-rulers, right? Very interesting. And Hierophant. Wow. All right, you know what's really weird about that? Kind of like Emperor and Hierophant came out for Taurus too, your oppositional sign. So there's something going on there. Oh, look what was at the bottom of the deck. Strength. Let's add that. Why not? That's a great card, and I think it's a great final message for like how to navigate this month, because what I'm seeing is a lot of expansion and then a big check-in with your self-worth and your self-valuing, and also doing some root work, doing some grounding work, and making sure that you feel safe and established in the roots that you have in life. We have a lot of those outer planets retrograde right now, including your ruling planet of Pluto. And so it's helping us all reassess where we feel safe, where we feel good with transformation, where we feel good with abundance, where we feel good with self-discipline, and anywhere we may be needing to kind of reassess that. Neptune's also going retrograde on the solstice this month. So, and Neptune goes retrograde about half the year every year. So, this is also a good time where the fantasy falls away and there's a lot of clarity in seeing what you're valuing and what's working for you. So the magic of the solstice is it's this reevaluating point, right? And you're being asked to kind of find your equilibrium with your fun, performative side and your secretive side that needs nurturing. But I'm also noticing there's this huge amount of expansion, and then you need to feel roots. You need to feel safe, and you need to feel that you're connected to a deeper vision so that when pieces are moving quickly around you, you do not get overwhelmed with the amount of emotive intensity that comes up with that. We start your month off with the Four of Swords, which is this integration energy. It's a slowdown energy. It's a check-in energy where you rest. And to me, this card is often associated with rounding out a process. So if you've had a smaller process in life, maybe a smaller growth spurt, growth cycle, such as, something that happened the first half of this year that you feel you've kind of come to peace with, the Four of Swords is a great integration, round out energy for those kind of smaller level shifts that go on energetically. And it's really important that we take this time to do this kind of integration. Meditation is great, walking is great, naps are great, however you like to do that, because it allows for us to fully take on what we've learned and feel free. Feel freedom, feel that sense of space in the pursuit of our lives, feel that sense of enough time for all of it. And so it's a sense of grace. So you're being asked at the very beginning of the month during that new moon in Gemini to do some really deep integrative work. Don't worry about what the end of the month is going to bring, or if you're feeling like it's a little quiet the first few days of the month, don't worry about that, because it's going to be quite different by the end of the month. There's a lot of other energy coming in for you by the end of the month. So take this Four of Swords time and let yourself rest, because right away the next three cards, they came out in a clump, and they are so positive and creative and fun and romantic and exciting that I don't think you're going to have to worry about sitting still and being in the same spot for the rest of your life. The Star is the next card, and this is the card of expansion. Yes, it's like the good luck card. It's the happy card. It's associated with Aquarius and with kind of the alien star seed energy, right? And, we're in this age of Aquarius, this idea of oneness, of wholeness. But the Star is the expansion card. She's like, okay, you've been asking for something for a long time. You've been craving and longing for something, and your soul has been asking. You've been experiencing contrast. You've been experiencing frustration. You've been experiencing shift outs. And you're so ready for the next thing. You're so ready to experience it. Okay, I think you're ready now. So we're going to start infusing your life with these things you've asked for. But be aware that as you expand, you're going to feel discomfort. You are going to feel a little nervous, maybe a little freaked out, maybe a little bit like overwhelmed, because you're learning new things. Even the happiest of things, the happiest of new relationships, new jobs, new spaces that you're living in mean that you are expanding and you're learning about different parts of yourself. And so be aware that, the Star, to activate this energy, which is coming through you, working through you, it's through you and it's coming out of you. It does take extra energy, so no wonder you have a rest card here, because you need both of these in order to effectively not only round out a past experience, but sustain a new experience. Something really important to keep in mind. Now, here's what I do see. There's some kind of quick emotional process going on here. The Page of Cups is a news bringer for relationships. Yes, it can be about a birth announcement or a wedding announcement in your extended family or in your life, but it can also be, any kind of those news bringers that bring you a new opportunity when it comes to interpersonal relationships. The Page of Cups is your man, and he wants to up-level stuff. I don't know if you've noticed, but he has this cup, and it has a little fish in it. It's an offering. It's an offertorial energy. All the cup suits have a bit of an offertorial kind of feeling to them, of offering up life, of offering up heart and emotion and emotive experience. They tend to want to open the door there. So what does that mean for you? It means that you will also be feeling this energy. If somebody's offering something up to you, you will also be feeling the energy of needing to share of yourself, of your heart. And this Eight of Wands, basically the Eight of Wands speeds it all up. It gives it this intensity, this firepower kind of forward motion. There is no sitting in the past. There is no getting stuck on past things. This is all about forward growth. This is not about nostalgia. This is not about old habits. This is not about old past patterning. This is absolutely about new ground-breaking territory for you. Unfamiliar territory, exciting, positive, amazing territory, but unfamiliar, untested waters, unknown ground. It's like you're an astronaut. Like seriously, with these 3 cards that came out, it's like being an astronaut and you've landed on this beautiful planet and you're breathing in and out and you're trying to stay calm and you realize you have this entire landscape to explore. And you have everything you need. You have the food and the air you need. You know that you are taken care of on that front. But you also know that you don't know anything about this landscape and that you're going to spend time continuing to explore it. And time continuing to explore what that means for you. And that means it's a complex emotional experience. You are opening the door to something new, but it does mean that it's not just going to be, oh, this door is open and now for June. All I need to do is just have fun. It means that you're going to have days where you feel the elation and the joy of these new experiences, these new levels that you're getting to. And there are going to be days where you feel maybe a little paranoid, maybe a little tired, maybe a little uncomfortable with the emotions that are rising up and out of you. And that's kind of where, if we want to look at a balance out, the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords is a really great conversation for that, because the Queen of Pentacles is the self-value queen. She slows down enough to nurture her physical body, which you are actually being asked to do quite persistently, Scorps. You're being asked to make sure you're checking in with your physical body. Like I said before I started the reading, you need your root system right now. You need to feel that you have roots so that you don't feel overwhelmed by this expansive energy, right? And so the Queen of Pentacles is very much in alignment with that. She's very much focused on nurturing and self-mothering energy. And she knows her value. She knows she can handle it. She knows she's good. This is a great time for self-investment. Reading, nurturing materials, moving your body in ways that make you feel good. All of those beautiful things. Now that is that self-assured, calm seas energy. Now the Nine of Swords, what often happens when we grow and we expand quickly and we are in territory we've always wanted and we are there and we're experiencing it and suddenly it's here and we're living it, paranoia can kick in. Fears of what if this is all a mirage? What if it disappears tomorrow? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'm an imposter? What if, because it's here and it's so in alignment, that just means that I'm not looking out enough, right? And so you may have days where you feel a little bit more electrified, a little bit more nervous. Uranus is in your opposing sign. It means your relationships are getting lit up with this kind of revolutionary beauty to it. But it can also jolt your nervous system. It can also give your whole nervous system some little jolts. Yeah, that's what I mean by that. So that's why the grounding is so important. It will really help you maintain an even frequency throughout your physical body. Now you have some power players at the end of this reading. I don't know if you noticed that 3 major arcanas came out and they are heavy hitters: Emperor, Hierophant, and Strength. And these are visionary cards. These are visionaries, and these are leadership energies. All three of these are very intensive leadership cards, right? They are visually present as like energies that show up and other people follow. You have a big destiny being revealed to you here. We're going to talk about strength. Strength has her own special energy. Of course, maybe you're dealing with an Aries or a Taurus or a Leo or, you know, like a Virgo or a Capricorn. Sure. You know, but that's beside the point, really. Because what's your journey? Who are you? Who do you want to be? Why is it that in this reading we're getting this call for you to be seen, to sit in a seat of power and revolutionize the way you embody that? Now, both of these cards are actually really interesting because they're about like masculine authority, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Masculine authority, if it's wielded in kindness and loving, is about self-fathering. It's about being visionary, and it's about taking space in the way that you want to take space. And it's also about not making excuses for why you're not getting in that seat and owning your space. You'll be noticing the messages coming up again and again for you this month have to do with you stepping into your full power, to the things that you say you've wanted to be doing or experiencing this whole time. And the solstice is kind of reigniting that kind of check-in point energy of what do you really want to do with your time here. Now, strength is a beautiful card because I'm not saying you got to blast through all your fuel this month. What was I saying? You need that root work. You need that grounding work. You need that rest to integrate the level of expansion you will be working with this month. And the strength card, it's like you have everything you need. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. You have the intuition. You don't need to unleash a beast on scenarios. You don't need to burn stuff down and destroy and destruct. You know, strength represents the Leo energy. And so Leo energy, and fellow fixed sign, going through a lot as well. But the Leo energy is fixed fire. So it's like, okay, there's a hot fire burning. But the Leo fire, the strength fire, isn't one that's like, let's get it as hot and fast as possible. And then it doesn't matter if it only lasts 5 minutes, let's just have it. And it's not so fleeting that it's just like some little sparks in the grass. The strength fire is one of sustained nurturing, of sustained tending. And so when you have the strength card working with you, this is a time when you are nurturing your eternal flame. You are nurturing your craft. You are nurturing your relationships into healthy being. It doesn't mean you have to suddenly wake up different and have it all figured out. It keeps unfolding. I have a little toast for you guys, and it's for the solstice. It's a well wish, it's a toast, it's a little prayer that I am sending to the Scorpio clan this month in this very deeply transformative time of intense power and shift. May you have the support and guidance you need, both in the physical and in the energetic. May your emotions flow through you with ease. May you feel safe to express and share. May you feel supported as you flower into your next form. Have a little sip of my sparkling water. It's so refreshing. I love it. Okay, so really powerful energy here. Generally speaking, awesome. Expansive territory, love, career, identity, knowing what you want, knowing how to move forward to get it. I love it. I'm so happy for you guys. You can find me on Instagram at Vrba. I would love to see you there. You can also find me on my website and via email. All my info is in the description box if you want me to speak at your event or you want to connect with me for private readings. That's the best way to get in touch with me. You can also pick up your Magical Mid-Year Intuitive Guide. I would highly recommend it. I know a lot of you have already popped over there, but if you haven't, this would be a great month to check in with those energies. I will leave the Vimeo link. It's ready to download for you to keep forever and enjoy as you kind of navigate the waters of the next few months. I am wearing PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. Can you believe how beautiful this is? This is onyx and amethyst, and this is so Scorps vibes. She made this. She was like texting me as she was making it. She was like, there's this crazy thunderstorm right now where I am, and I'm making these crowns. And like, I'm telling you, there's so much power in this crown. Wow. Highly recommend. There's only one of these available, but I will leave her Etsy shop link below. And like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I just love having you guys here. I don't like telling people what to do, but if you'd like to join me, that would be amazing. I'm sending you guys so much love. I will see you in July, and really, thank you so much for being the beautiful people that you are.